I've been using Lofty for lead generation for quite some time now. And in this video, I want to go through a complete no fluff review of my experience using Lofty leads, the pros, the cons, the goods, the bads, and the uglies. So I'm going to go through the lead sources that I've personally used alongside with my team, and I'm going to share with you the results, how it's worked, what to expect, how much it actually costs, so you know if it's the right thing for you or maybe it's not. Before we dive into the video, make sure to grab our templates. If you need a seller net sheet or a rent versus own flyer or even a offer template, make sure to click the link down below and grab your copy of it. It will be super helpful. They're easy to use and customize and take to your next appointment. Okay, so Lofty is our CRM, but they also offer a lot of different things. It's a complete all-in-one marketing platform. And that's one of the things that I really loved about Lofty and what attracted me to it in the first place. I have a real estate team. We have 8 agents and a transaction coordinator, and it was important for me to have everything in one system. If I have agents logging into multiple things, it just gets super confusing and super overwhelming. So that's why I chose Lofty. Now with Lofty, you can do a ton of different marketing plans and marketing approaches. But in this video, I want to talk to you about 2 things specifically. That's the Google leads and the Facebook leads. And I want to go through what you can expect with each one and the cost associated with each and what you should expect to budget if you're going to take either one of these avenues. Now, if you want to see how these leads work in real time, you can watch some of my other videos on the channel of me cold calling these leads after they sign into our website. And you could hear some of the real conversations that I've had with this lead source so you could see if it's a good fit for you or maybe it's not. So first things first, let's talk about the Facebook leads. Now, if you want a lead source that really smokes the competition, almost all of it inbound wise for a really affordable cost, then this is the lead source that you want to look at. On average, Facebook leads only cost between $4 to $8 per lead depending on your market. Now, if you know anything about real estate leads, that is a super low cost per lead. Some real estate leads from some of these big portals, like think about Realtor.com and Zillow and all that stuff, they can be anywhere from like $50 to $200 per lead. Now, with that amount of volume, you're going to have some good follow-up systems because the intent is a lot lower. And that's one thing that I want to talk to you about here is the pros and cons of this actual lead source so you know what to expect. The first thing to expect is these are top of funnel leads. If you heard me talk about this before, you know all about the sales pipeline and the funnel itself. These leads are at the very top of the funnel. So 90% of these people, whether they're buyers or sellers, they're not going to be ready to buy or sell right now. These are really pipeline builder leads. Now, if you set yourself up with a good follow-up system, which I'll cover in future videos on this channel, then you can start building out a really strong pipeline and start building that consistent real estate income that everybody chases with this lead source at a very affordable rate. However, if your follow-up is bad and your systems are bad, then you're probably wasting your money with this lead source because you can have great conversations when the lead first comes in and then they can completely ghost you, which can be super discouraging. So this lead source is really good for building a pipeline, but if you need now business, it's probably not the best route. Now, to smash it out of the park with this lead source, you really need to have some good systems set up. This includes text automations, drips with media and different content that you're providing to these people, and a follow-up sequence that is really strong so you stay on top of these leads and build a relationship over time where you're not pressuring them too much, but at the same time, you're still staying in front of them and following up and staying top of mind. If you don't get this right, then you're going to burn a lot of money and not see a lot of results. But if you do get this right, over the course of 6 to 12 months, you can build out a really strong pipeline and a really good flow of closings once you build this up. The money in this lead source is all about the nurture process, not the first call. Now, if you're saying, Chris, I don't want to deal with that. That's going to be way too much. I don't need hundreds of leads per month. I don't need to do all that. That just sounds like it's going to be overwhelming. Then you might want to take the next step, and that is called Google pay-per-click leads. Now, on average, I've seen these leads cost anywhere from $15 on the very low end all the way up to $50 per lead. Now, I know this sounds expensive, and it is a lot more expensive than doing Facebook leads, but I found that they're a little bit more towards the middle of the funnel. Now, they're not bottom of the funnel like you're going to find on many of the portals where you're spending hundreds of dollars per leads in some markets, but they are at the middle. So if you don't want to do as much follow-up and as much nurture, and maybe you want to get closings a little bit quicker, and you don't mind investing the money and taking a chance on yourself, then this lead might be a good opportunity for you. Now with Google, these people have higher intent. You got to think about the marketing process itself. When you're marketing on Facebook, you're just throwing pictures and ads in front of people and trying to grab their attention. This is called click-through rate. So you want to stop people while they're scrolling. They click to your website, they put their information in, and then you capture the lead. That's the process for Facebook. Now with Google, what ends up happening is people are actually searching intentionally for a specific thing in your market. For example, they might be looking for 3-bed, 1-bath homes in Cranston, Rhode Island. But with that being said, because the intent's much higher, you're going to pay much more money per lead. But if you don't mind spending the money and you do follow up and you still need to have a good follow-up system and you still need to have a good process, then this lead source could end up being something great for you. So with either lead source, you're going to have to spend time nurturing these leads. With Lofty, you're going to get a lot of built-in tools that will help you do this, such as reminders when you need to follow up. You can set all this stuff up, and it also has AI automations that will help you follow up with leads in a more effective way. So the tool itself can do a lot of heavy lifting for you, but as an agent, you're still going to have to do the work and be plugged into your system every day. And that's not a bad thing. That just simply means you're going to outshine 90% of the agents that don't do this on a regular basis and don't take their CRM and their pipeline seriously. So if you do want to check out Lofty CRM, I do have an affiliate link down below where you can get a demo and check it out yourself. Now you might be asking, which one converted better for me? Well, I would say on average, I like the Facebook leads more because as a team leader, there was more leads to go around. We have multiple agents on the team, and I found it better to have multiple leads coming in per day, and then they stacked up over time. And if somebody couldn't get to the lead right away, I knew it was a longer term out kind of lead, which again, it's not a good idea to do that. If you reach out to a lead within 5 minutes of it coming onto your website, you have over like a 300% chance of getting them on the phone compared to if you let it sit for more than 5 minutes. So I don't recommend you do that. But with that being said, as a team leader, I found the Facebook leads to be a better thing because we got a much better flow of leads inbound and we had more swings at bat to try to convert these leads into appointments. However, with that being said, if you're a busy real estate agent that just doesn't have time to funnel through hundreds of leads per month, and you don't want to build a massive pipeline, and you don't want to wait to nurture these leads to eventually get a payoff in 6 months to a year, then you might want to go with the Google Leads option. Because again, they're much more towards the middle of the funnel and they're much more ready to actually do something. So if that's more your style, then I highly suggest the Google Leads. So here are my final thoughts. Lofty CRM is a powerful tool. And one thing that I like about it is say all in one package. But with that being said, it's definitely not magic. And if you don't spend the time to nurture the leads, then I highly suggest that you don't invest in any leads whatsoever. Because if you don't have a nurture process and a system in place, then you're just going to waste your money. And you're much better off just working your sphere of influence and any inbound leads that come to you. Because at the end of the day, they don't cost you a ton of money every month. You're not going to have to write a check every month for those. And it might just be a better solution for you. But if you're willing to do the work, if you're willing to build relationships and do the lead nurture, then this can be a powerful way to do so. But choose your lead source based on your budget and your consistency of follow-up. If you have a low budget, I highly recommend you start with Facebook leads. If you have a higher budget and you want quicker results, then I recommend going the Google pay-per-click route. So drop it down in the comment section below. What lead source have you tried and which ones have you had success with? I definitely want to hear from you. And if you like this kind of content all about building your real estate business, this channel is all about teaching you the things that they didn't teach us in real estate school. So thanks again for tuning in. If you like this kind of content, smash the like button and subscribe.